Hi guys, it's Stacy from Clothes Live On, and today I'm going to be talking about 5 business changes I am making in 2021. Now, some of this is just stuff I'm testing. It might not be permanent, and then things probably will change again once my daughter arrives. I know that I am going to have much more of a primary focus on caring for her than on reselling, so this is kind of like changes through the end of April for me, at least. So my first one is a maybe change. I am considering dropping Mercari. I feel like it's just a platform that I'm not making enough sales on. It's gotten worse as 2020 went on, where I was making less and less on there. So I talked about this on Instagram. I talked about how I thought I might drop it as a platform I sell on, and some people gave me tips. One of the tips was cross-listing platform or sources. I already use one. I use List Perfectly, and I will say that it definitely is a time saver and it makes it more worth cross-posting there for me. And if you guys don't use one, I do recommend. I love List Perfectly, and I always have an affiliate code that you guys can use to get a discount off your first month, and the referral code is just Clothes Live On. So that's something I'm already doing, but I still am manually listing it there, and then I have to go and I delete it. And you can bulk delist with List Perfectly, but I don't store all my stuff on List Perfectly. I delete it once it's listed because I'm usually accepting offers and stuff from my phone, so I just delete things from my phone. But the one thing I'm trying that people recommended is doing the smart pricing on Mercari, where you set your initial price and then you have like a rock bottom price that you allow it to drop down to, and then once it gets to that price it stays there. So for me, I'm kind of matching what I'm listing it at on Poshmark, and then I have an ideal price in my head for Poshmark, and I'm letting it drop down to that. Since they do take a lower fee, I can accept offers on my ideal price, so I'm letting smart pricing, seeing if that works, and deciding later in this year if I think it's worth continuing on Mercari. But for now, I'm giving it one more shot with smart pricing to see if it increases my sales on there. And I guess kind of going into what I was just saying, a change that I'm making is I am using private fields on Poshmark, and I have more categories on my general spreadsheet. So I am making more of a note of what prices I am wanting. So when I go into my just listed, because I have already started this, and I look at something that I just listed, when I go to the bottom, I now am filling out this private area. So for these Madewell jeans, I have them listed at $80. I have my cost price filled out, and then in the other info, I'm writing an ideal price, which for these is $60. And on Poshmark, my ideal price is the offer I'm sending to likers. So I still do private with there. I don't do shipping discount, but when someone likes it, I add it to their bundle. I'm sending them my ideal price. And then I have a lowest price that I list for myself below that. So for these, I've told myself I can take as low as 28. I would love above that. I probably wouldn't take 28 like the first day it's listed. It just lets me know a price where I'm at least still doubling my money. I can get by with that. And then for me, if I receive an offer and it's above my lowest and below my ideal, or anywhere in between that, I know I can take it as long as it's above my lowest. So if it's something where I get an offer and I'm just not sure if I should take it, I'm now like listing this info and making it really like idiot proof for myself. And so far I've liked doing that change. It just takes a lot of the guesswork out of it for me, especially when I think about like what should my lowest be. I'm really figuring that out ahead of time and kind of setting a standard for what is my lowest, and I think that's working for me. And then to go along with that, a change I'm making is I'm no longer doing half off of my stuff always, kind of as I just said. So I did that from February through December of 2020. I would list my stuff at I would list it at twice what I was expecting. If I wanted $25, and I was usually taking that 25 on like a lower end of comps, maybe comps were more like 30. So I'd be like, I want 25. I would list it for 50 and then I would send a $25 offer to likers. And it did work for me. But I think with like COVID and people being a little more financially strained, I worry that if people were sorting by price or filtering out a price, that my listing was getting lost in that. So I do think this is working out better for me. So instead I'm pricing it like 25 to 33, somewhere in there, percent above what I want. Like I said, with those jeans, if I want 60, I listed them at 80 and I'm just sending people that $60 price. So always price above what you want. That's a general reselling rule because you should be always willing to take offers. This just kind of gives me a price point in my head of how much above my ideal price should I go, and then I know I'm still sending out my ideal price to likers, hoping that they'll buy. All right, my fourth change is one again that I'm playing around with, and that is no more measurements. I feel like measurements are very time consuming. They really slow down my entire process. And then this is something I had in mind with when my daughter arrives. Like, I am going to be working around her sleep schedule and I just need it to be as fast of a process as it can possibly be. So dresses, shirts, I am not including any measurements right now. And my listing does state measurements upon request. And for jeans, I am still listing the rise in the inseam because I think that's something that people always look at. I took out the waist measurement though. So what I'm seeing there is like, do I think it's decreasing my sales to not have measurements? Do I think I'm getting asked a lot more measurement questions? Am I pulling stuff out of inventory constantly to measure it? So that's something I have to play with time to decide if I think it's worth my time to keep measuring or not. So for now, I've stopped doing measurements. I'm going to see how it goes. And then if I think it's hurting my business, I will go back to including them on everything. And then the last thing I'm changing is I am no longer keeping my Wix website and I'm switching to a Shopify website. I'm in the process of that switch. I think it could be finalized by the time this video goes up. My website will be the same, clothesliveon.com. But instead of it being kind of just a general broad website that is run through Wix, I am having it be more of a selling platform. So Shopify will allow you to buy my items on my own website. It is a much lower fee, so to me it's worth that. So when I am listing things on my Shopify website, I'm pricing it significantly lower than I do on like Poshmark and eBay and stuff like that. So I am cross-listing onto Shopify from List Perfectly. I'm doing it as I go, even though the website isn't live at the moment. Again, it might be by the time this video goes up. But then when I'm ready to launch the website, I already have listings on there ready to purchase. And I'm sure I'll play around with it more as I open certain things. But for right now, that's how I'm planning to feature it, is just kind of an additional selling platform with lower fees and something that Shopify integrates with Instagram better, I know. So if I want to promote my stuff on Instagram, I know you can link your Shopify really easily. So I feel like it's going to be a good way for me to try and get my items seen by more people on my own platform that has a lower fee. So that is the last change I'm planning to make for 2021. Again, not all of these changes are for sure permanent. It's kind of some things I'm testing, seeing if they work for me, making decisions as I go along. But that's kind of my plan right now of some changes I think I'm going to be making. Let me know in a comment. Are you guys planning to have any significant changes in your business for 2021? I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.